Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Stargirl Season 1, and this is going to be my trailer breakdown for Episode 7 for this season, otherwise entitled Shiv Part 1. But of course, let's watch the trailer before we get into anything else.
Why is Cindy Berman so mean? Why are you such a...
She's just a horrible person.
Oh no.
So just quickly, we're exactly halfway through the season. The season has 13 episodes. We're on episode 7, that smack bang in the middle. It's gone quick, but there's still a decent amount to go, and I cannot wait. But of course, last episode was the big Justice Society episode, which before my review, I'd only watched once. Usually I watch it 2 or 3 times before I do my review. I only watched it once, so I said it maybe wasn't my favorite episode, maybe like falls 3rd or 4th. But after watching it a 2nd and 3rd time, I think it's up there with one of my favorite episodes of the season. It starts off a bit slow, but man, it picks up speed and just finishes off really strong. Sportsmaster and Tigress being introduced to them properly, especially with Larry Croc and Paula Brooks. And even their daughter Artemis getting more interaction there was really cool. But of course we saw the Justice Society come together properly, had their first mission, which was part fail, part success, but mainly fail. They got taught a lesson. But now Pat is definitely folded into the group, and we have our proper new Justice Society there, including Stripe now. But of course, Pat's okay with it now, but he definitely needs to train them and get the whole teamwork aspect, ingrained within their heads and stuff like that, and get that working. But they need to watch their backs, of course, because right at the end of the episode, the Injustice Society is like, well, we need to figure out who these people are. So they're going to be trying to find out exactly who the new Justice Society members are exactly, and might be hunting them down. But of course, before we get into the breakdown of the trailer, we will quickly go over the synopsis or description for the episode, as it does give us more context as to what's happening, as well as some stuff that's not even in the trailer or promo images. But of course, before that, throughout the video, let me know your various opinions in the comments section down below about this episode and what you see from the trailer, what gets you excited, what you're looking forward to the most, do you have any theories based off it, and do you have anything to add that I didn't bring up throughout my video? Let me know all of that in the comments section down below. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like and it shows support for the video, and just Stargirl in general would be awesome if you could do that. As Pat teaches Courtney, Yolanda, Beth, and Rick the importance of teamwork, the ISA converge to figure out who is trying to take them down. Elsewhere, as the school prepares for homecoming, Cindy lashes out against her father's strict rules, while Barbara accepts an offer from Jordan. But as you should be able to tell by not only the trailer, but obviously the title of the episode as well, this is going to be a big episode for Cindy Berman, aka Shiv. Now, there is a lot of stuff from the comics that you could argue I should be saying throughout this breakdown, but some of it would be super spoilery for what is going to happen in the episode, so some stuff I won't mention due to that, but I won't leave out too much. But there is still a decent amount, to talk about from not only the trailer, but also the promo images for the episode, which we will go over after going through the trailer and breaking that down. But we do start off the trailer at a football game. Obviously, last episode we saw the football team training and practicing for the upcoming homecoming game, and they are really following that Stars and Stripes story based off, just this happening, and also Cindy being there as head cheerleader. And it will be interesting to see if things go down like they do in the comics at the football game. And based off the rest of the trailer, I'd assume so and say yes. But then again, the editing of the trailer could be making me think that it could be structured differently. Who knows? But we do hear Courtney ask the fellow JSA or Justice Society members at school, of course, why Cindy Berman is so mean, with us even seeing her knock a plate of food into her mother, who I think we have only seen once before this, episode this season, which was at the open house event thing at Blue Valley High in, I think that was episode 2, I think it was. But in regards to her being so mean, you would have to think we'll be getting some backstory to Cindy Berman and her transformation into Shiv, or the process of all of that, which could go 2 ways or 2 routes, or maybe sit in between the two maybe. It is hard to tell, but the 2 ways could be like, one could be like really emotional and you almost feel sorry for Cindy and what she's gone through, as it makes her struggle, especially within, in like a very emotional way. Or it could be a bit like strange and weird and unsettling, as Cindy might like what is being done to her, even though I'm sure similar to the emotional side, there could be like an inner struggle of sorts for her. We'll have to wait and see. But as I did say, it's part 1, it's Shiv part 1, so we are going to be getting a Shiv part 2. So there's 2 parts of this, so they may save some of that for the following week's episode, which you got to feel, I guess, in part 1 in regards to what they might do in part 2. Now, one quick thing I did want to mention in this video, I don't think I've mentioned it in a previous video, whether it was a trailer breakdown or review or anything like that, and that's Cindy's friend here who's called Jenny. Now, her last name is Williams. Now, this could be the sister of Jakeem Williams, who, becomes Jakeem Thunder. I do wonder if she will name drop him like Mike has in, I think it was episode 3 or 4. We'll have to wait and see, or we might have to wait and hear, I guess you could say. But is it a coincidence her name's Jenny Williams, or I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Now, one of the coolest shots in the trailers, and one that I sort of smiled at, is when we get the first look at the Shiv costume or suit for the show. You get Cindy in it and everything like that. Now, this hasn't been seen in any promo material or anything like that before this trailer. So it is, to see it is very, very cool. And as you should hopefully see on screen right now, it is super comic accurate. I'll hopefully show a comparison there. Like she even has the robotic staff, or that's what I call it, the robotic staff. I think it's called something else, but that's what it is to me, which is obviously a good counter to Courtney's cosmic staff. And you can see it blowing flames from it, which once again, from the comics. Now, the interesting thing about Shiv's robotic staff is that it actually turned into this like robotic snake thing of sorts, which can be quite the handful to deal with. And I would have to think it will be in the show, hopefully this episode. They might not do it a lot because of cost, but then again, they have been going like all out for CGI on the show so far. So going off previous stuff on the show, we should hopefully see it a decent amount. I can't wait regardless. Now, you can see that Cindy, or Shiv, and Courtney as Stargirl are fighting each other in school now. I'm not from America, so I'm just going off what I've seen in pop culture, so correct me if I'm wrong, or just let me know if I'm on the right track here. But of course, this is Homecoming. It says it in the description for the episode, and obviously I think they'd mentioned it last episode about the homecoming game for the football game. So they had the homecoming football game earlier in the trailer, and then I think they have the homecoming dance either on the same night or later in the week. Something like that. I think that's how it works at American high schools. You have homecoming, the game, and then you have the dance afterwards. Because they are fighting in the gymnasium by the looks of it here, and it looks like it's set up for a prom or a dance or something like that. Anyway, if that is the case, they are definitely getting the party started a bit too early, and I am interested to see what kind of destruction could be done to the school during this period of the episode. As it does seem that this entire fight will take place on school grounds, which I love because, once again, it's from the comics, and I'm a sucker for some comic accuracy, especially when it comes just to certain scenes. But one of the more mysterious things in the trailer is when we see Cindy in Dragon King's lab, or base, whatever you want to call it. And obviously, if you didn't realize yet, Cindy is the daughter of Dragon King, who himself could get some backstory or even flashbacks in this episode, or they might save that for a later episode in the season. They could do either, and I think it would work. Anyway, Cindy is wearing the same clothes here that we saw her in at the beginning of the trailer, which was walking down the school's like hallway. But one of the more like, oh damn moments is when this like Assassin's Creed style blade comes out of her wrist from under her skin. It's not like some little special bracelet thing, it's coming from under her skin. Now, this should give you a hint as to what has, been done to Cindy, or what's happened to her previous to this, and what Dragon King meant back in episode 4, I think it was, when he told Ice School that he'd been working on his daughter. I am actually very excited to see the Cindy like Shiv sequences throughout this episode, both with her and her father and her backstory, as well as against Stargirl and maybe the new JSA. Like, it will be interesting in general to see whether the other JSA members chime in with this sequence with Shiv, or they get dragged away elsewhere, so it is just Courtney versus Cindy for the most part. But yeah, everything from the trailer gets me definitely excited for the episode. But along with the trailer, we do have some promo images. Now, a lot of them are at the football game, so we just have like Courtney with Mike, then we have Courtney with Pat and Mike. I did see people saying, was that Jakeem sitting next to Mike in the second photo? I think it's just a random dude. Now, one of the more interesting ones, I guess you could say, out of this is Courtney with Cameron Marquand. Now, obviously, last episode, we saw Cameron blow out the candle on the cake, and he had icy breath. So, it's going to be interesting to see how that develops, whether it's something that happens right at the end of the season in regards to him becoming Icicle Jr., or it's like a slow progression. I'll have to wait and see, but I am intrigued to see what they're talking about. There's been like rumors that there could be like a romance between Courtney and Cameron. I don't know if they do that. There hasn't been too much set up in regards to that out of like, what, 1 or 2 scenes, like little ones. But they might do it. I'll have to wait and see, but I wonder what Cameron's coming to Courtney for. Maybe something's happening with his dad, or maybe because in the synopsis we had that Barbara's going to accept a job offer from Jordan, so maybe that's what they're talking about. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, we did get a shot of Cindy in the cheerleading outfit, and it looks like Courtney's approaching her. I wonder what's happening here exactly, and why Courtney feels the need to approach Cindy. I have to wait and see. I don't think the response from Cindy is going to be overly polite or pleasant. But I do love this shot of Dragon King that we get here in his like base or lab. He called it a lab, so I'm just going to call it the lab, even though it's like a base lab sort of thing. Once again, he's a very cool looking character, and I can't wait to see more of him. And then there's just a random shot of Rick here. I don't even know the context. It's so bright behind him, it's just grass. So maybe it's him talking to Pat or something. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. You can't even tell what's going on here with Rick. It's just a picture of him. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's all to go over. If you enjoyed the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions. You know, what are you looking forward to the most from this trailer? Do you have any theories going into it? You know, everything like that. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for more Stargirl stuff. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.